Shocked. Absolutely shocked. I now have faith for Finding Dory. Monsters University, saw it a couple hours ago. Absolutely shocked. I cannot believe I actually went out of this theater liking this movie, and actually it came off clever. It seems to focus more on kids, this one definitely, but at the same time you can sit there and be entertained. While it does focus on kids, adults can still enjoy it. Whether the makers did that purposely or not, I'll never know. And let's just start off with the story. Okay, so this is a prequel to Monsters Inc. It's where Mike and Sully go back to college. Now, I do want to say one thing is that the writing to make each character what they are is kind of bad. Like Sully, he's the jock, and he's the cool guy. Except the only way you know that is because he's all cool and suave and all like this. I don't. I just don't think they did that well. Like, oh, he didn't bring a pencil to school. That means he's cool. He didn't bring a pencil. Stuff like that. And Mike Wazowski, even though he always was kind of a nerd, they always had to do that by showing the braces and showing he didn't have any friends in school. But that's other reasons as well. And this one is about how they were at once enemies and now they're in this scare games kind of thing. They're in a scare games and they're trying to get in. Now they have to work together to get into the scare games. It's a very good story. I will say that it has a very strong story, with very strong characters because again they're the same characters from Monsters Inc. So you really can't mess up on the characters. The characters are there. The story is there. And some aspects of the story is a little rushed. Like they have Randall in the movie, which is great to see him. Fantastic. And him and Mike Wazowski start out as friends, but then they go into bitter enemies because he's one of the cool kids now. Again, that's very rushed because you see him one time and like, oh, I want to go to this party, and then the next scene you see him and he's one of the cool kids. Oh, I'm finally fitting in with the popular kids, and then the third scene you see him throwing whatever gunk on Mike Wazowski and Sully. So it's very rushed. The pacing for that subplot is not very good, and the fact that the competition with Sully and Randall that they had in Monsters Inc. started just with one scene. They only developed that to the Monsters Inc. with one scene, so that was rushed too. I'm sure there was a lot of deleted scenes in that movie. And another problem with the movie is it's a little too colorful. The It's too bright. The animation, it's a little too bright. I mean, Monsters Inc. had a good level, had a good volume set to it. This one didn't. It seemed to be a little bright. It just seemed to be very colorful. I'd say it's up there with Oz the Great and the Powerful, except it wasn't very muted because it's an animation. Animations can't be muted very often. So, unlike Oz the Great and the Powerful, it wasn't muted. It was just a little too colorful. Monsters Inc. had a good balance. This one really didn't. It was like up here and down here. So, those were problems, but they didn't impact the movie much. What I really did like about this movie is how clever it was, and I went to go see this with my friend Dimitri, and he has his own YouTube. D Explains It All. You should check it out. It's really good. He reviews music and it's edited and all this. I just don't edit, but anyway. Where was I going? Oh yeah, sorry. It's like 12:30 midnight, so I'm just all over the place. Um, yeah, 12:23 midnight. Anyway, as I was saying, what I did like about the movie, and again, is how clever it was because I went to go see this with my friend Dimitri, and he pointed out that the reason why they did this as a prequel is to follow its fan base. Because when we went to go see Monsters Inc., we were kids, and that was in 2001. I mean, what was I? 5. I was 5. So, because it was maybe 12 years ago. So again, and now it's following us. It's like, okay, now our fans are going into college soon. So let's bring the characters to college. I like that. I really do enjoy that because now not only can they introduce a new fan base, but at the same time keep their fan base that they had for Monsters Inc. and relate their characters with us. So that's very smart. I didn't notice that, but that's very smart. I really like that. Um, Another thing that again we noticed was that um, again it follows us, and but it also makes its own movie. It doesn't just say, okay, we're just gonna show this to only our old fan base and everyone will remember it and all this. No, they do enough stuff to make it new for a new fan base. That way, the people that didn't see Monsters Inc. It's like, okay, this is our start. Now you can see Monsters Inc. Without getting confused. So again, that's very enjoyable because again, um, it is very cool to see the symbolism in that, just to infer that kind of stuff. The small print, it's very clever, very good, and I really like the writers and directors and makers and Pixar for that matter, of doing that. It's a shame too because Pixar's on a really good streak, and now in August they have Planes, and me and Dimitri was like, oh my god, this is genius, and I was like, well, they're making Planes in August, and then me and Dimitri were just both like, because Cars sucked, Cars 2 sucked, so Planes isn't going to be any better. They're on a pretty good streak now. They have Planes in August. Damn it, they were on such a good streak, but this was a very good movie. I was the guy. I was the only guy saying, "Oh my God, this is going to be terrible. It's just a way for Pixar to make money like they need it, and it's just a way to make easy money, and that's really it. That's all they need it for." But no, they actually focused a lot of time on this. Surprising to me, it was funny. It was, even though the comedy is a little cutesy, relating to the smaller kind of 5, 6, 7-year-old audience. It works. You still understand it, and you still like sit back and okay, that was still funny. It's still funny and clever, even not purposely, but it shocked me how good it was. It was very good. And you could sit back and just enjoy nostalgia. You can go back and just enjoy the nostalgia of being a kid again. And I really like that a movie can just sit you down and say, here you go, enjoy yourself. Just enjoy your time as a kid again. There's nothing more you can ask for. Just like Toy Story. Every single time, it relates to both adults and kids, but at the same time, they let you sit down and enjoy this as a kid. And I really enjoy that. And I really respect the movie for just saying, okay, here you go. Just enjoy it, I really do like that, and I respect this movie a lot, and I really do like this movie. A movie not to miss. It's really not, and I pray to God that Monsters University tops the box office and makes a huge amount of money because I want to see a sequel to Monsters Inc. So I would love to see another one of these Monsters movies. I would love to see another one of these Monsters movies, except this time a sequel to Monsters Inc., not a prequel. Even though the prequel was very good, I want it to be a trilogy, a full, all-the-way trilogy. I really would like that, and I'm sure they'll do it, and I hope they do. All depends on money. So I hope this makes a lot of money. I hope, praying to God, that World War Z doesn't top this movie, because that movie's going to suck. I have to go see it Wednesday, and I'm going to go see it Wednesday, and expect that review up Wednesday. It's going to suck. And I hope it's not more successful than Monsters University because Monsters University is much smarter, much better as a movie, and World War Z is just going to suck. So there you go, there you have it. There's my review, and it's very good, not to miss, and make sure you see that and not World War Z. All right. So thanks for watching, and be back Wednesday for World War Z. Actually, I'm doing an editorial, and then I'll do World War Z. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the editorial. So, peace.